Sunday, it's 3 p.m., and that must mean 40k. How's everyone doing today? This is Super Macho Jedi Knight. Welcome to the stream. How is everyone today? Today we're going to do some... I don't know how I got all fucking newscastery on it. But it was fun. In today's weather, it'll be hot and shitty. With continued hot and shitty in the evening. With a pissy weather front coming in tomorrow. Hey, voice guy's here. Where's all the volume? So, today we got Necrons. And we're gonna have Necrons for the foreseeable future because there's a ridiculous number of these dumb things. And it's gonna take 8 years to get through them. You eating pizza? You ain't got no pizza for me? Shit. So, this is going to be an adventure because when we did the last round of Necron Warriors, it turns out, I was reviewing things beforehand, and it turns out that I took out all the arms that hold the guns. Not the gun arms, the arms that hold the guns. So, now, because I thought they were almost exclusively interchangeable, so now I have a mess of, left arms, and everything else is still on the sprue. So I don't know which numbers these fucking arms are. And I got 4 chests out of nowhere that don't have numbers on them, and an entire body that has no number. So this is a puzzle of ridiculous and irritating proportions. I hope you enjoy me flailing around trying to figure it out. Oh my god. So I guess I should try to get started, I guess. So I got through these 3 last week, I believe. I got 1.5. I think I got this entire Necron is ready to go. And then I just start back from the beginning and try to figure out the parts from there. Where's my head? There it is. Boy, I couldn't have screwed up more effectively, could I? It's all right. You can say. No, you got us muted because you're chewing, don't you? That's all right. We had an absolutely spectacular 3 rounds of Command & Conquer on stream last night. Oh boy, was that fun. Got my ass handed to me mainly because I made the biggest mistake possible and sold my own construction yard a third of the way through the game. Which is it's not how you do things. It's not cricket. It's so fucking stupid of me. Oh my god. I know it was. And I went back in later and clipped all that shit and made it a TikTok and a hover and a reel. Alright, let's see if I can get this thing. Oh, I don't have... Oh, there's the chest. Alright. Let's see if I can figure this shite out. Did you see my quick and dirty parody of the Elvis movie poster about Necrons?
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
You weren't really an Elvis guy, though, ever, were you?
I
Yeah, that was the top of the main poster. I mean, the rest of the poster has him and like, probably 7 bikini babes on it. But I didn't really have the. Once I cooked up the idea, I didn't really have the time to go find Necron graphics to figure them out with, to replace them with. So I figured, well, I'll just use the top like a banner kind of thing. And that was fun.
I'm having audio issues. I'm going to sign out of Zoom for a second.
Yeah, you are a little low. I watched a YouTube today from a year ago where people were warning about particular characters that are meant to appeal, well, to essentially Zoomers is what it is. Why isn't this digging in? Come on. And they were very strident about it. They act like they've never read comics before because they think that shit is going to be permanent. And, you know, the things that were happening last year aren't happening now. The characters they thought they were going to get away with just aren't there anymore. And it amused me. Oh, there you are. Rearranging the living room. Well, good luck with that. How's things going otherwise? Anything interesting happening these days?
Say something.
There you go. Much better.
I tried turning it on and off again.
Sometimes that's all you can do. Good. On Twitter today, somebody, one of the gaming computer accounts asked, when was the last time you rebooted your machine? I was like, when was that? I had to look at my uptime. It was only 3 days ago. 3.5 days ago. I don't even remember why I did it.
I know they're capable of running in the background, but I always turn mine off when I'm done.
Well, that's probably the better thing. It probably saves you a whole lot of electricity. Oh my god, these things are fiddly. Fiddly. Well, actually, this one's not too bad at all. Alright, come here. Oh my god, no. Oh. Why do they have to be so delicate? For fucking robot space zombies, you'd think they'd be a little tougher. What are you breaking in there?
Well, the cupboard in my cup just fell apart.
This is the worst stuff ever, man. I gotta find my pet sitting. Oh, okay. I gotta find my needle nose because this is fucking ridiculous. I used to have 4 needle nose. I don't know where any of them are now. But I'm gonna break this arm on this Necron if I don't use something a little more fine than my fingers.
No fun.
We are beginning to become aggravated. Yes, we are. Alright, well, it's not as good as straight needle nose, but I guess I'll have to pull out my SOG. This is the best tool I've ever owned. That was close. I almost got fucked up. Hello, Shadow Stalker Rise! How are you? You didn't really need to do that, but... You're always shaking things.
Because I'm always painting.
It's like you're the maraca player in fucking Ricky Ricardo's band. Why Ricky Ricardo? I have no idea. Rick Ricardo. Ah, perfecto.
Is that a Warhammer shirt?
It is. See what it says?
Drive me closer, I want to use my sword.
It's so 40k, isn't it? Drive me closer. I want to hit them with my sword. I saw a variation on it once that said, drive the tank closer. I want to hit them with my sword. This was a Christmas present. I was very happy to receive this. Oh my god, this one's almost perfect. How did I get away this fucking lucky? Something doesn't seem right. We've been working on the same box for 11 months. 11 months, kid.
I would have never gotten anywhere near completion if
Well,
we weren't doing the challenge.
if I wasn't streaming, I probably would have finished. Because I would have been just all that time streaming, those Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, those all would have been model making.
Well, Monday night is model making.
Tuesday, Wednesday, that would have been model making. I don't know how I did it, but I got Phantom of the Opera in my head today. I know why everything worked this time. Everything's too loose. In all your fantasies, you always knew that man and mystery. Oh, come on, why aren't you setting? Hey, come on. The spice must flow and the glue must set. Come on. These things are strange, tiny little things. Ah. Ugh. Come on. Fucking. I feel like Nandor the Relentless here. Fucking guy. Why the fuck won't this set? Don't know what to talk about. I was watching this guy this morning talk about how to market and generate connections for your streams. Says I got 10 employees, so I have C-level experience. I'm like, motherfucker, you've never been in a fucking boardroom. You got 10 people and you're gonna tell me you have C-level experience? The fuck out of here.
What's C-level?
Chief Executive.
Oh.
I couldn't believe that when I heard that. I was like, you think having 10 people in your quote business, which you run from your attic, makes you C-level? Come on, man.
10 freelancers and freelancer graphic artists in the Philippines.
Right? Yes. Another one down. I am 1/5 done with the warrior. I mean, really, how full of yourself do you got to be when you're saying, "I have C-level experience"?
Yeah, but look at how many hits he's got.
If you want to say you're a popular streamer, if you want to say I know what I'm doing, if you want to say I can get you where you want to be, that's all great. But unless a board of directors gave you the title chief something officer, you ain't no C-suite, motherfucker. You just not. I mean, who thinks
So
up this stuff?
remember, he's talking to a whole bunch of people who think that counts.
B1. Starting over from scratch. B1. 21, 16, 1. Right here, right in front of me. Haha. Very good.
If you dig deep enough in his history, he was probably promoting like drop shipping and stuff during the
Ha!
beginning of the pandemic.
Drop shipping. That's funny. I need a B2 arm, a B3A weapon. Oh, yeah, right there in front of me. Ah, getting lucky. And believe me, I recognize it because I ain't been lucky in a while. Hey-o! A random head and a random arm, and this one's done. Let's clean these up. This batch is going to be a lot better than the last batch. You just wait. You just wait and see if they ain't. Oh, come on. Get off of the foot. Get off the foot. There we go. Yes. A chest. A B5 chest. 10. 5 right there. Shit, that's easy. Everything's turning up, Millhouse. I haven't even seen that episode. Do you ever watch The Simpsons regularly?
Not regularly.
Me neither. Excelente. Alright, I gotta figure out some of these arms. Alright, so this one. This one is a B2 arm and it's relatively straight. Oh, random head. Okay. Alright, so it can really only be... Alright, these are virtually identical. Well. Alright, so it's down to those two. Okay, so that's not bad. No, this one's very different. No, wait, they are the same. Shazbot. We'll just have to see if it fits. How well it fits. Oh shit, I use different paint for these. I did. I used different paint for these. Did you watch anything good last night?
A couple episodes of Mrs. Maisel.
Ah. I still haven't broken down and watched that yet. Everybody who sees it tells me it's phenomenal, so, you know, I'll get to it one day. Was that third season now?
Fourth, I think.
Oh.
Maybe third. It's the life of a content creator, though.
What?
I said you're behind because it's the life of a content creator.
Ah. Yeah, that's a big problem we face. Maze Runner, huh? Okay. Now, I have heard that that is an intensely silly show. How accurate do you feel that is? Oh, shit, breaking that. Oh, damn it. Broke that
Wasn't
hand.
that a movie?
Yes. Show, movie, who cares? I heard it makes virtually no sense.
None of those movies did.
Well, there are degrees. I've heard that this one is less. Makes less sense. It was good. Okay. We haven't always had the same standards for what we call good, though. Ah! Ah, shit! Oh.
It was better than the one with Tess and Ford.
Who and who?
Legion or something. Divergent.
Oh. Ugh. Here it comes. It's coming off. This thing's coming right off at the wrist. I never watched any of those, like Divergent and Maze Runner, and there was another one, Post-Apocalyptic Bricks Using Kids for Their Own Ends. Oh, well, that's what you get for a young adult. It's always after the apocalypse, isn't it?
We know you're all about the Twilight.
Why would you even say that? What kind of
Because you don't like Katniss or the Maze Runner or Johnny Allegiant.
Johnny Allegiant. Well, the Hunger Games made slightly more sense, I would have believed it better if it was set further in the future, or if they told us anything about the history. Because I read that first one because I was very curious how the world got the way it was, and no.
Oh, you read the actual book?
Yeah, the first one, yeah. Alright, I can actually get that in there. Burn from the voice guy. Nice. That's funny.
Oh, that wasn't actually a burn, though. That was a, that was a question.
Ah. Well, you get curious, and it's a short book, so I didn't find the time wasted. It was just, you know, less than I expected it to be, less than I was hoping.
I just watched the movies. Although the movies got me wanting to, the Harold Potter movies. Oh, F-18s, yay! Why are they flying with their tail hooks down?
Why do they have tail hooks if they're in your area?
No, the F-18s are doing a flyover at the NASCAR race.
Shh. Oh, at the NASCAR race.
They have their tail hooks down. Shit, I forget what I was going to say.
Maybe they're heading straight home. Come on. You fit perfectly for about 3 fucking seconds.
Necrons at once is a regrettable decision. Because I honestly thought we were down to like 5 when I said finish them.
What the flying fuck is happening here?
Uh-oh, everybody's gonna rage quit.
Shut up. There is now a prequel to Hunger Games that explains that. Oh! Well, I hope it explains it better than the book did. Because they didn't. Okay, if I can get the chest in before this glue finishes setting, I'll be golden. Oh, the bitch came out. God damn it.
So if you get on a 40k podcast, what do you want to talk about?
Anything that gets me more viewers to come here. I'm going to call that done, because that's bullshit. The glue will set and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, what to talk about on a 40k podcast? Well, that's a very good question. I'm guessing that since I've never played it before, I will take the role of the please explain it to me guy. And then they can spend the entire episode going, well, this rule means this. And then I get the exposure, but I don't have to say much. Which is exactly the kind of job I like. Because Lord knows I ain't played the damn game yet, so what the hell would I know? That's 16. That's 21. That's 11. Ah, here's 6. I would have to say things like, oh, well, this is how this relates to my video game experience with it. The Sisters of Battle are the best. The Imperial Guard is nothing but cannon fodder. B8A. 8A, wow. Tyranids don't belong in video games. Would you ever consider building a Tyranid army?
No.
They don't really have much to them unless you got superior imagination for color, though. That's the way I see it.
And their molds are so old.
Well, I don't know if the age of the mold is strictly... Because what are you going to do? It's already an alien knockoff. There's only so much you can do with that.
But the mechanics themselves, look at the difference between an Indomitus box and the first boxes I used I think 2006 was when I had my first box.
Well, those would have been... That was an entire revamp of the Space Marine line, so that's not really fair.
The technology involved in the mold making process and the newly designed Necron models would be 100% better than the same ones that they've been pushing out. Because the same thing happens in the model airplane industry. There's still companies spitting out models that were created when I was born, and they just add new decals to it, and the molds become shoddy after a while.
Oh, you mean simple wear and tear on it?
Well, that and design. Now there's seams, like in the middle of the airplane, or now they're hidden. Now they have push fit model airplanes.
Well, I mean, aside from improving the manufacturing process, I mean, there's only so an F-15 is still an F-15. There's not much you're going to change about that.
Tell that to the 6 different companies who produce an F-15 model.
Yeah, but isn't the main preoccupation for those guys complete and total real-world accuracy?
Which is where the age of your model comes in. The F-15 is older than I am, and it's the first generation don't look like the ones that they just started producing again.
Ah, okay. That's a different story. So they are the real ones are different now.
Yep, but they'll spit out the same model from the 1980s. That's an A10A. They'll add one part to it and call it an A10C.
Ah, yeah. Okay, that's just getting away cheap. Yeah. Yep, I agree with that.
But that's another reason why I'd never do the older Games Workshop models.
I just think, in regards to Marines anyway, I still like the silliness of the squat firstborns. But, yeah, the Primaris are a shitload easier to paint.
Well, I liked all the options and stuff that they came with, but like, because you would cut off the bottom of a gun to add. I mean, they were harder to build, but they gave you more options. I just like the proportions of the newer ones.
Yeah, from a I want to be pseudo-realistic standpoint, they're so much better. They actually look like they're 7-foot genetically modified monster men. Whereas, you know, the Firstborn look like they were squished into existence. That's supposed to be 7 feet?
I saw Astartes is on Warhammer Plus.
Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. You know what I did? I got my own account.
Did you? Okay.
Because I had gotten a standard Warhammer account to look at things on the app. I got Warhammer the app before Plus was out because I wanted to read codexes and stuff I didn't have. But I don't know what you have to sacrifice to what Chaos God, but trying to cancel that is a real pain in the ass.
So you just upgraded?
Yeah.
What model did you pick?
The Assassin.
Yeah, me too. There's a Hammer and Bolter about the nuns with guns. Did you see that one yet?
No, not yet. Excellent. I just finished the Marvel comic for the Battle Sisters. The last issue just came out in February. Oh my god. Why won't this thing fit?
watched the last couple of episodes of Blood Angels.
You watched it?
And there's a new series with a Tau, and I'm afraid it'll make me want to start building Taus. Because it started out cool. It's like Tau versus Eldari, and I'm like, no, I don't need any Eldari. And I don't want more Tau.
Well, you can always sell me those Tau.
No, I don't want more.
I like the ones I got. This doesn't make sense.
This not being in school is great for modeling, man.
I should think so. Alright, how long is this going to take to set? These things got a lot of funky pressure on them. Weird angles creates weird pressures. Alright, you stay put.
Did you find yourself any 40k podcasts to get yourself invited on?
Oh, I didn't even look. That was just a throwaway tweet to have something to say.
Oh, okay. I see a lot of those. And I don't know if you're like fishing for a compliment or...
Every once in a while I will try to build engagement, but it never works, so I don't really put much heart into it.
Nobody puts much stock outside of the people who are successful on Twitter. Nobody puts any stock into Twitter. It looks like, because even your crush, she's not on there every day. And then Fake Jake, the dude who I'm watching now in place of my Charlotte replacement, he's I went far enough back where he said, I have a Twitter. I don't use it. Sure enough, he hasn't been on it in like 10 years. Or not 10 years, but a year or two.
Well, I mean, I think it's all about... I think most of it's Instagram and TikTok now. But, I mean, there's still millions of people who post every day. It's hard to... It's hard to determine where to get your message out, unless you got the time to be a fucking full-time marketer or a fucking teenager. So, be that as it may.
You can always get one of those apps that just posts them across all of them.
Yeah, but you eventually got to engage.
They let you engage. What the hell are they doing?
Who doing? The racers?
Yeah, they're driving 4 across on is it the parade lap or a caution? I wonder if they're trying to blow the dust off. Yeah, they're like 5 across. That's awesome. They must be. It's been windy there. I think they're trying to blow the dust off the track.
Okay, here's where my racing ignorance comes out. Why is that so important?
Traction.
Wait, how
They
much?
used to send. They used to send the ambulance and the fire trucks around. I have hundreds of miles on the track because they used to send the ambulance and the fire truck around. They hadn't been used in a couple of days to blow off the debris. Because for rental days, they don't start up the track dryers or anything. The big jet trucks.
They got entire trucks just for grooming. I got a book at Savers today about who killed the Red Baron. Oh, nice. You should have. I should have. I wasn't alive to kill the Red Baron. What are you talking about? 12. Alright, now this is one of the not straight ones. The 13A. 18A. 23A. 18A. 8A. 3A. 23A. 13A. Yay! Yay for 13A. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I don't really buy books anymore, though. I've got a pile of shame that would be 15A. Aw, what happened to my... Where's my cursor? What the fuck's going on here? That's better. Ew, Mercedes Lackey. I have a bad experience with Mercedes Lackey because of a coworker that made me work that much harder because she spent so much time reading Mercedes Lackey instead of working.
I never heard of Mercedes Lackey.
Well, unless you're reading fantasy, you wouldn't.
That's why. The only fantasy I know are Tolkien and Brooks.
Mel Brooks?
Shit, I can't remember his name. The Shanana show.
Shannara. 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 Ya na 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 na.
I'm afraid that the new Lord of the Rings is gonna look more like the Shannara Chronicles when it comes out.
It's hard to be sure because their production value is very, very high, and Shannara seemed to be like an MTV knockoff. You know what I'm saying?
Shannara had great production value, but it had MTV dialogue.
That's true, man.
And
Absolutely
everybody
true.
was because they gave it a budget. They had Weta, the same people who worked on Lord of the Rings, working on their projects, but they were clean. They were and the trailer. I was like, this is Middle Earth. Like people are bathing every day and have electric hair trimming devices.
Well, it was a different age, so. Alright, it's obviously one of these chests I've been holding in reserve.
And that's what turned me off visually about Shannara. because I realized it started out on MTV, so I got over the dialogue, and I liked the visual effects. But the fact that like they're coming off on an adventure and they don't even have a smudge of dirt across their face, the suspension of belief wasn't there.
Well, these particular characters are not rangers, you know. They're the leaders of the races, and you know, Galadriel wasn't exactly filthy, you know.
Even when she was climbing ice mountains.
When was she doing that?
Like in the trailer.
That was Galadriel?
Yep.
How do
The
you know?
armored woman is Galadriel.
How do you know that?
You saw the trailer?
I don't remember any dialogue in it, so I don't remember anybody getting called anything.
There was a Vanity Fair article, and then you can read who the people are playing.
Oh, well, why would I read Vanity Fair, man?
Because it just had a big article about The Lord of the Rings. I don't read Vanity Fair.
It's this one.
And Galadriel is the leader of some army now.
Yes, things were very different in the second age. There was a lot more adventure. Remember that there was a general peace for 3,000 years since the War of the Ring.
I was disappointed the dwarf chicks didn't have beards, though.
Yeah, you know, some fanboy would have complained if they did, so... There's some days you can't win with that shit. Yes, Vanity Fair, apparently. Ah! My fingers are too fucking big for this shit. Boop, boop, boop. Still gonna watch it. Make
I am too.
my decision when I actually see what's what. I was worried about Wheel of Time, but I ended up okay with it.
I gotta go back. I didn't make it through the first episode, but I'll give it another shot.
Ah, come on! This is why nobody plays Necrons. Nobody wants to build the fuckers.
No shit. I don't think I'm gonna individually light up their ribs.
Nah.
I didn't take my meds this morning. I'm trying to assembly line paint these guys, and I keep missing pieces on all of them, so I'm going up and down the line. Zorpazorp just posted a new video.
Who?
Terrain builder, I call him. I'm waiting for an update on Squidmar's thing, man.
The giant manta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw I had to cut it, but I didn't watch that episode yet. But because I like the little sub dioramas they're building.
Man, I don't even think I'm going to glue this one. It's so tight.
Yeah, I didn't use glue on very many of them.
Okay, what am I up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, it's already been more than an hour. Oh my goodness fucking gracious. Oh no, don't lose the arm. We agreed on total body prosthesis. Now lose the arm. Bing! You win today's no prize. And in this labyrinth, I always say reverie. B20. Ooh, I've seen a B20 around here. Yes, there's B20. Ha 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 ha. What you know about that? Alright, the B-17 arm. Yes, there it is. Haha. I'm getting far luckier than I expected to today. Name of my college sex tape.
I was just gonna say. How much did she cost?
Boom, 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 boom. God. I hope all those guys buying Eldari boxes are having an easier time putting those things together than we are with these fucking Necrons.
Eldari look more beefy than Necrons.
Some of them. Those witches that ride the air scooters, like the goblin gliders from Spider-Man, they look pretty fiddly.
Are they new builds, though?
No. I haven't...
Probably, I haven't heard any complaints. I knew a guy who built Eldar when I was in the army, and he never complained about their fragility.
He might have been building metal ones.
I think they were plastic.
Alright, B18A. 18A. Here it is. Oh my god. Watch, there's going to be a fucking disaster at the end of the stream. You watch. So I entered fifth.
Who do I owe money to for the night we made you rage quit?
You guys had a pool going?
Yeah, someone had 545.
The other thing I was looking at this series that I happened to find was missing one out of. You get a whole series at once, you think you're good, and one's missing. How many times have I done that in comics? Holy crockamole. What the hell is a crockamole? I don't know. I just made that up. For anybody hanging out and watching, we do this every week, Monday and Sunday. We usually have a pretty good time at it. On Sundays, it starts at 3 p.m. Eastern. On Mondays, it starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we go till I no longer care to anymore, generally. Well, on Sundays it's 6, because I got things to do. I want to eat. I want to watch TV. I'll be doing and knocking out another couple episodes of Civil War Journal tonight. Then I'll be going to bed early so I can get the hell out to the gym. Assuming New England weather doesn't, make the roads impassable again, like they did Friday. You ever stab yourself with the X-Acto? God, yes. I did it just last week, if you remember. Oh, wait, stab? No, it was a nice little slice right here, right at the tip. I'm waiting. No? No jokes about stabbing myself with a tip? Okay.
Was he circumcised or uncircumcised?
There we go. What are you saving up to be, LT? Jewish? You can't get that? You got the other weird one that's just so obscure. No dice? You're not going to take a shot at that one?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to clean up over pink.
Oh.
What was the joke?
Well, it wasn't a joke. It was a movie quote. Well, I mean, in the movie, it was supposed to be a joke, but it was obviously it was a pretty terrible joke. So it doesn't really count as a joke because it's not funny.
What was the line?
What are you saving up to be, LT? Jewish?
Oh, that must be from Platoon with the poker sheet.
Yep. Bingo. Bonus point if you can name the actor.
The guy with curly hair?
Yep.
The one who had a bad feeling about this mission?
That's the one. But what's the actor name?
I have no fucking clue.
He was in Scrubs. If you can believe.
The chief doctor?
Yep.
I never saw Scrubs.
Oh. I highly recommend the first 4 seasons.
Shit.
After that, you can skip anything you want. And definitely don't watch the 7th when they become teachers. No sitcom should ever go 7 seasons. Hey, Nirok, how are ya? Yes, we are still building because there's so many of them. Why isn't that going in? Come on. God damn it. What the frig? Why is this so difficult? It's a standard everyday socket. How the hell can that be hard? Ugh, come on. Sorry, wrong stream. I see how you are. Ah, this is ridiculous. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 15. I'm halfway there. Oh, man, what a mess. B21. 26. 16. Why can't the numbers all be on the same sprue? That's just weird. 31, 26, 21. Here we go. How's things been this week, Nero K? Body 29, chest 29. There it is. Alright, so let's see. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so all these 7 have the single barrels. So from here out, I got to do double barrels. Bing. Right, I got it. I'm good. So double barrels is B23B. Ah, 23B. Bing. You know what? I'm probably going to get other really cool Necrons, but definitely not troops. It'll be worth the effort for the big character guys, but man, B22 arm. I don't feel the investment in my time is worth it for the troops. I'm sure you concur, right, Andrew?
Yeah, they're not that much fun.
All right. Let's clean these bad boys up.
I was thinking it probably would have been easier if we had let the randos stay in our games before I kicked them out than playing against the AI.
Man, you know, I'm starting to think about it. Because at least those guys can make mistakes in production, make mistakes in, how to harvest, how to spend, how to fight. The AI just, sticks it in and breaks it off.
Especially when you have to manage your queue on those games, man. Holy shit. We'll have to do that next time, especially if we're on Zoom, because we can gang up on that third person.
Right. With any luck, that third person will be Dalton. I got a movie thing to do Friday, but Saturday is going to be wide open for that, as far as I know. Somebody might... Yeah, just gonna watch a flick with somebody.
What movie you watching?
Free Guy.
That was funny. I just saw it last night.
Yeah, a couple other people said that, so I figured I'd give it a chance.
It was way better than I expected.
Well, I've said that plenty of times, and they ended up being shit movies still, so... But it was good overall. It wasn't just surprisingly better than it should be, right?
Oh, yeah, like I walked in expecting the typical somebody falls in love with an AI robot or something. That trope, but it was actually a decently thought out movie.
No, excellent. Good to hear.
And I was waiting. I fell asleep on a plane when it was on. So when I watched it the other night, it made more sense and it was funnier than it was when I was dozing off on the plane. Because I totally slipped through the part where he meets the giant version of himself.
Okay, so there's a giant version of himself.
Yeah. It's in the commercial. There's nothing to.
Oh.
It's not a spoiler.
Well, I haven't seen any commercials. I only watch regular TV on in the mornings for the news, and then in the daytime for Drew Barrymore. That's a lie. Don't believe that. I made that up.
Well, if you saw Drew Barrymore, you would have seen Free Guy commercials. They were also on the if you don't pay for YouTube or have an ad blocker, they're also frequently on.
Oh, I got an ad blocker. Wow, that was much nicer than I expected. Sweetness. Nah. I really should clean off this tip before it acts like the last one I had.
Step up, prep up.
Let's see. Oh wow, 90 minutes in. We still got 7 of these fucking things to go. Oh my god. Holy crap on a stick. That actually worked the first time. My god, man. What's changing with the world?
Has anybody seen The Kingsman on Max?
No, I was about to. And then I fell asleep. A lot of times I'll stream, I'll flick down the I'll be browsing so long that I'll actually fall asleep making a decision.
Well, you're at the age where you eat dinner at 4, so you're pretty much ready for bed.
That's not accurate. Also, you ain't too far behind, pal.
I don't know what you're talking about. 44.
Yeah, you can spit to that motherfucker, don't you? I thought you were 46.
Am I? No, I think I'm 44.
You and Bill trying to get off like you don't remember how old you are.
I don't. My eye doctor always asks me, because I've been lying about it for so long. My eye doctor always asks me how old I am, and she thinks it's funny when I have to think about it.
Do you remember what year it was?
Oh yeah, I remember, but I'm not doing that now. Because it'll probably be disappointing.
Yeah, you're 46.
That's 4 years. I don't get AARP mail yet.
You will next week. 35, 49. $25, $20. Wait, which one do I want? I want $29. $25. Okay, so that's one of the ones I already took off. Okay, good. $29. Oh, wait. Shit, which one am I building right now? 26. 29. Damn it. That's 25. That's 25. That's 20. That's 49. That's 35. Okay, so that's one of the ones I already took off. Alright.
I should have built these dudes all with double barrels, because then I wouldn't have to do the bladey thing.
No, it's another one just like the last one. Okay. Alright, W is 28. Wait, what? 28B.
Jesus Christ. These Necrons suck. I never would have picked them as new.
It's a challenge, man. Just gotta keep thinking. This will improve my manual dexterity and skill. And B27.
Did you put a decal on the Ancient Marine in the last video?
Did I?
Yeah, I haven't started cutting it yet, so I don't remember.
Yes, I have one decal. I have one decal, yep. Just the basic Ultra U. B27. I know I have one. I thought I had one more arm in here, and I thought it was 27. $32. $27. I gave a card away with a QR code with a book and a short story. Oh, cool. Tomorrow I go to the post office and send Det Nyrasid a box of comics for all those gift subs.
Excellent.
It was very generous of him. If more people did that, I would give away more comics. I've got thousands to give away, baby. Thousands. I put 30 more in the sale database yesterday. 30, 50, something like that. database was saying some of them are like $9. And I got them for less than $3 because of the discount comic book service discount. Most of my comics are only like $2.49. The only thing that kills me is the service never calculates the postage right.
Think there'd be an app for that.
Well, these potato heads say, you have to be super careful with your packing, and, you should pack it like this, and make sure you do this. And I do severely secure packaging, because the last thing I need is somebody going, this thing didn't come as near mint. I think you should refund me and I get to keep the keep the comic. So, I don't overpack, but I definitely securely pack. I go by their guidelines. It's got to have a stiffener. It's got to have good cardboard outside. It's got to be taped in there. And all this shit adds weight. And they never calculate it properly. It's always $1 to $5 more than they think.
Can you use like PayPal shipping discounts when you sell that way?
Nope. All of that is done in the service. And if the people will notice if the label says the shipping was less than you paid for. Because I tried to do media rate for a while and, not get, shafted by the first class. And, people noticed and they complained. And I don't generally blame them for complaining, but if I hadn't, I'd be the one taking the wash. Nobody really wants to take a fucking wash. I'm not looking to retire on these things or make a business. But I would like a couple of bucks back to get these things out of my house. Cable? Man, I've been posting all those convention shots. I am missing the fucking con scene, man. White? What do you need white for? These things don't have any...
Basing for the glow?
Oh. Yep. Nope. Yep. I hope you noticed that...
You're never gonna make it on a podcast if you don't remember that.
Wonk, wonk, wonk. I want you to recognize how proud you should be.
Yes, you're doing cleanup, or are you using that to adopt your
The glue.
your super glue?
I'm doing the super glue.
Excellent. If you have thin super glue, when you pull off or use a regular toothpick or pull off the cotton swab for that one, and take your X-Acto, put a slit down the center of the toothpick, it'll work really well.
So I want you to acknowledge that I don't always not learn things. I do listen to you.
That's not bad.
I do.
And I just gave you a tip to expound on that.
I'm not going to take that one. There's a limit, goddammit.
That was painful doing all that white.
You got miles to go before you sleep. You go right back at it. That was all 15 of them?
Yeah.
Ooh, doggies. Alright, you deserve a break today. Go get some McDonald's. Wait, which one did I just put fucking glue in? Oh, you really are taking a break. You just sitting, just sitting there, chin in hand.
Watching a race.
How's your parents?
Very good.
Excellent. I got something about parents to tell you when we're done. Something I'm not supposed to be resentful of, but I'm probably going to be. Not about your parents.
I'm still mad they bought a new dishwasher, so I can't get the red seat belt in my Porsche. But that sucker is super quiet.
No one knows to. They probably paid through the nose for it.
Nah, they're not. They're good with their money.
Neither are they stingy, though.
You know. Each one of them makes more in retirement than I do working.
See, that just seems mean.
It's hard.
Every time something major happens to the market and it shifts to any in any noticeable degree for any length of time, you know, not like weekly, monthly, but every quarter I rebalance my retirement account to make sure that nothing is being fucking lost out of that goddamn thing.
You're not even supposed to look at those.
That's a terrible idea.
File away your Vanguard and put it away.
Nope. Fire and forget is the worst way to manage retirement.
Okay.
You will retire with 35 cents in that IRA and go, what the fuck happened?
Okay.
Now, you're not supposed to day trade with it. You can't, but, quarterly, you ought to think about how things are improving or not. Oh, I never cleaned this one up. And, Mike doesn't do that, and his naturally improves because it is actively managed. But it as a percentage of yield, he's not coming close to me. I had a 14% yield last year. Nobody gets that.
You guys are probably, if his is managed, if he's got a Vanguard or something, you guys are probably in different areas.
Oh no, we're in totally different areas. Nobody's got the same mix in their accounts. That just doesn't happen.
Let the Vanguard people take care of that shit. That's what they went to school for.
Well, the individual funds might get, a mutual fund owned by the retirement fund might be actively managed. God damn, get in there.
My mom went conservative when she was getting close to retirement because of
Oh well, that's
downturn.
that's just prudent. That's what you're supposed to do.
And then, she's a warrior, and it was better for her. But my dad, who didn't go conservative because he was sharing with somebody who was conservative, he made out better.
Well, I'm not being aggressive. I'm just not letting something lose for any length of time.
And that was my understanding of not the stock market is a long-term investment.
Yeah. Ugh, whatever.
Have you ever compared the way you want to manage it to somebody with a fiduciary responsibility, how they would?
Nope. Alright, so this chest, I don't think this chest is meant for this guy. But I don't know which chest should go for this guy. So he'll just stay till the end when there's no more chests, and the last one will be his. Now, where was I? B31. 16. $31.
What the fuck is the USFL? Who needs more football? April 16th.
Nobody needs more football.
Shit. I should have. I could probably do my taxes.
35. You haven't done them yet?
Nope.
I've already got my state back.
I don't have state.
We should get federal back this week. Alright, so that remaining chest must be 35. Because this is 20 and 25. And that's 49 and 35. Oh no, 35 is the one I need. Duh. Pay attention, fool! I've started to get a couple of followers on Hover. I need to figure out. I need to start writing down cool things that happen in streams so I can clip them, because I never remember. 35, 33B. Ah, no, that's 38B. 36B.
I should stream the next time we play. I may stream too, because it's funny as shit watching your reaction during the game.
You should not be watching someone else's stream while you're playing with them.
There he is. What? No, I said when I went back and watched.
Oh, I didn't hear back.
That's why I said I should stream so you can go back and watch.
Ah.
Because it was freaking hysterical. Because I would see my troops, and I'm like, and it explained it explained why they disappeared, because your guy they were shooting it out with your guys, and then when they finally got to the orange guy, they were shooting it out with the orange guys.
Yeah. 18, 28.
And I saw when you were complaining about my chrono tank, I didn't even know how to activate that sucker. That's why he was just over.
It was activating itself.
I had the controls on my second monitor, and that was really helpful. I actually started making different battle groups so that everybody could carry out their roles concurrently, and that's what helped me win the one that we played with at the AI. Forget I said that though.
What arm goes with this? B-32. Ah.
Frickin' AI subs in that first game. Those subs were killing all my boats.
Yeah, every time I moved somewhere. They weren't smart enough to come down and kill my naval base, though.
They didn't kill my naval base, but they shot the shit out of my troops.
They never came down to where I was. Unless I went up to their base, and those things came at me. But otherwise, they just sat there guarding.
I wonder if the AI kept attacking you first because you explore.
That's totally it. I got close to its harvester once, and it's like, I know where that motherfucker is.
Yeah, because I don't explore. I expand incrementally. It would be curious to get a third opinion in there.
We're gonna have to give him a get used to it game or two before we, get hard on him. Because I'm pretty sure he hasn't played that game since the 90s.
Oh yeah, no, it's just fun. I mean, we definitely went whale on him. But if we're zooming against somebody else, I'm all for teaming up against it or coordinating.
Yeah, because who the hell knows what those guys knows? That guy could be like a top ladder.
Or they're using cheats. And the chat was as simple as hitting the enter bar.
Yeah, I finally determined that.
Because I was trying to read because I pulled up on my vertical monitor the list of the control keys.
Yep.
And I finally got to the bottom. Oh, enter is. So I didn't have to keep calling. 5 minutes.
So good. And we don't have to worry about the phone lines cutting out on us.
No, that was funny as shit. Because I used to either hang out with you guys and go home, or pre-plan it. And I used to come home from something else. I used to sneak into my parents' house and unplug the phone in their room, so that way we can call back and forth when we lost the connection. I think that's why I'm so good, because you guys, I would play each of you guys from the, because you guys would alternate games because you were playing from the same place.
Right.
And which meant that I played twice as many skirmish games.
It's a good way to learn.
And when I was in Florida, when I think that's when Red Alert came out, or the Tiberian Sun ones, I was number 50 out of all the skirmish players, and then some new cheat codes came out, and for like a week, I was in the 50s for my ranking, and then some cheat codes came out. It made it not fun.
Wow. I had so much fun with it that I never looked up the cheat codes.
I mean, same with me. I don't know any of them. And I don't do that shit. Like, I expect an infantry rush when I play against somebody, but if they're tank rushing me, I'm like, fuck it, I sell all my shit.
Yeah.
And if somebody infantry rushes me, I'll fight them, because we're probably on the same technical level.
Yeah, because he's probably ignoring everything else to get the guys out. Or at least, conservatively building.
But when somebody comes in 3 minutes into a game and they have 50 tanks.
Yeah, it's so obvious. I can't remember, though. Did you ever play StarCraft?
No, I did play Dune on PlayStation.
Ah. Mike and I played so much Dune 2000 on, give me an idea for a man's soap.
Irish Spring.
No, like a handcrafted man soap.
La-di-da.
No, she makes soap.
Oh, tire smoke.
Oh, interesting. You think people would want to smell like that? Probably. People will smell like if people will smell like patchouli, they'll smell like anything. Wood smoke, cedar smoke, ozone.
Gunpowder.
Oh, interesting. Smokeless or black? Cordite or black powder?
What do gamers smell like?
Like they don't use fucking soap.
3-day-old Cheetos. Cheetos. Can you make a sentence with 3-day-old Cheetos?
I played Dune 2000 on PC and Emperor Battle for Dune. Yes, we played so much Dune 2000 on, or was it just Dune? Did 2000 come out in 2000, or was that just a name? Because there was a lot of things that were saying 2000 in the late 90s, and, you know, it was the late 90s. We played so much Dune on Sega.
Oh, that might have been it. Sega, not PlayStation, because PlayStation wasn't around.
I really don't know when PlayStation came out. I think it was just a name. Well, it always amused us when we got to that certain level. And then you make that last weapon, and Gurney's like, "My God, atomics!" You're like, "Yeah, motherfucker, I got atomics. I got ornithopters. I got everything you need to take back the planet from the Harkonnens." Ah, see, initial release 98. Yep, that would have been us.
I played an earlier version because I was in Georgia at the time.
Yeah, there was a just plain Dune at one point.
Would have been around 94, 93, 94.
Oh, that far back? I don't know. They had it on. Well, the Sega we played it on was about that old, yeah. Ooh, can't lose that arm. Alright. How many bodies do I got left? Be 26. And this one's 36.
Lenovo sponsors the NASCAR.
Oh, nice. 21. 16. Alright, well, that's obviously one I've done. So now let's go to... Wait, where's 16, 21, 16, 21, and 26? Ah, back here, 16. Bread store?
Yeah, France. It's right for
Isn't that just a bakery? $16.
They have pretzels and stuff. I don't feel like going all the way to the grocery store, but I want some pretzels.
Oh, pretzels. I love me some pretzels, baby. I'm a huge fan of pretzels. Every once in a while, I get the idea to hop a train and go down to Philadelphia just to get pretzels.
Oh.
And then I realize how dumb that is.
Yeah, that'll be fun. If the trains here actually went anywhere.
Yeah. It's a 4-hour ride, though.
That would be an episode. Too bad you could do a Pop at 50 Philadelphia music.
Oh, so I've started compiling. If any of you here visit Pop at 50, you'll see my music reaction channel based on current pop and how an old ass motherfucker like me reacts to it. And the answer is generally favorably. However, I've got like 14 episodes out now. It's amazing. And I've got 6 more in the can. And the next one will be out in 7 hours. So make sure you look for that. But
What days are your launch days?
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Oh, so you're up to 3 weeks now.
Yep. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I've started from comments. I've started compiling requests. So I will soon be making supplementals, not extra days. I'll do release like 2 on the same day. But I'll start doing people's requests in the comments. But only direct requests for very hyper specific things. And because pretty soon my Patreon's going to be up, and I'll be reserving that kind of thing for paid people. Money, that's what I want.
That premise gives you a chance to hop on something too. Because you can just say, "Oh, we got a comment that requested," and then you can do something. So if you see something trending, it gives you an excuse.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And I'm glad you finally started relaxing about the non-monetized part.
Well, it's been fine. The copyright claims are as I dispute them, and then they release because the companies aren't taking the time to track down individual disputes. So they let it expire at a month.
Is your Billie Eilish still not monetized?
Well, no, it can't be because I'm not. I mean,
no, it doesn't still have a copyright claim on it.
Well, that's got a couple more days before it clears. Because it's a they make the claim. If I make the dispute the same day, it's 30 days before it clears. I actually had Glass Animals and that other guy, that other hip hop guy, not Lil Nas, the other one, Kodak Black. They rejected my disputes. So those 2 will never be monetized. And if
it's okay, as long as they get you. Like I was telling you, when you're trying to get established, you have 4,000 fucking hours. It doesn't matter if these are monetized or not.
if they're blocked, they're never going to get anywhere. There are some, yeah, there are sometimes the automatic thing catches it, and the policy of the record company is to block it immediately for 2 to 4 business days.
Damn.
Yeah. Those are the ones that were irritating me more.
I've never had anything blocked, but I count on copyright material to get me the viewership.
So this must be the last arm I'm looking for. There are no more arms. Oh no, I got more arms. There's more arms. There's more, oops. There's more arms.
Look what's happening to my gloss.
That's funny. Oh, there's another chest I missed too. Oh, this might be the one that this belongs to. That might be it. 576 on Weeded. Look at that. That's 1,000+ views between those two videos.
Bruno was a funny video.
See, that side fits perfectly. Why doesn't the other side? Alright, that's the correct one for this one. I'm very happy with the way that channel is coming up. Except the Bruno Mars one. That's like disappointingly underperforming. I had so much fun listening to that song and making that video, and it's going nowhere. And lots of good comments on it too.
That's weird, because if you're getting a bunch of comments, it should be recommended. I don't know how that shit works.
Well, I'm sure it's being recommended, but that doesn't mean anybody actually wants to watch it. I mean, the number of things that come into my recommended list and I don't give a shit about.
Yeah, that's true. If the right things are going, I should be invited for monetization in just under a year after trying.
Alright, so that's 10 right there. That's 11. That's the 5 we do. 5 we already did. Oh, shit. I put an entire sprue aside mistakenly. Oops. What time is it? Oh, it's 17:10. We're closing in the last hour, kids. Last hour. Hey, listen. I know some of you are not used to seeing ads here, but you're gonna see it every stream from now on. In the first 15 minutes, there will be a break, and then just before the hour mark, there will be a break. So, keep an eye on it.
I don't think I saw any. I got my thingamabob in the corner, and I don't think I've seen any.
No. Well, I turned them back on. You should also have noticed one of those little banner ads, like YouTube does sometimes.
I'll have to start paying more attention. I've been painting, so.
You watched what? You watched the ad, or you watched some movie? Or, oh, you watched the review, the reaction. Okay. It was fun, wasn't it? That was a pretty great song.
Of course, I need freaking, at the end of the year when I get monetized, I need to have another 50,000 views. video again.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty much wasted. And I never did track down the source.
Ah.
But if I was monetized when I got that 50,000 video views, I could have bought a pizza.
Yeah.
I use regular Lotus. This is shit.
Make sure you like and comment on every single one you watch. That's how YouTube knows it's supposed to be pushing shit. Too bad there's not a similar thing on Twitch. Oh, I forgot to take the crap off of these things. Last time I looked this morning, I had 58 subscribers. I'm pretty sure that's more than I'll ever have on YouTube, on Twitch.
58? You have 58 subscribers on Twitch?
No, I have 58. I have 100. I have 98 followers.
Oh.
Subscriptions on Twitch are an entirely different thing.
No, because that involves money.
Yeah.
Anything that involves money is going to have a lower...
Yeah. No, that's a realization, not a complaint.
But follower for follower, in the actual comparison, you'll surpass your Twitch followers.
Yes. Alright, so there's only the bent arms left.
How many times a day do you check your stats?
Constantly. Every single time I can remember. And all these, quote, coaches that already have hundreds of thousands of followers, like, never check that, man. Never watch it. Just keep it. Just make the content. Never look at your followers. Never. Yeah, man, go fuck yourself. You'll worry about it. No, I mean, yeah, some people would. Some people do. Sometimes I do. But also, oh no! Ah, you dirty mother.
What happened?
Just broke a joint.
Oops. Man, my speed painted batch of those guys were horribly disfigured.
Right, now that one's got to wait. Ah. You dirty motherfucker. I guess I'll go to the next one. Alright, who's left? 41, 26. Oh, 41 and 26. Oh, 21, 41, 46. $21, 22. That looks just like it, so that's definitely it. 25. Oh, yep. Chest number 25. $23B as the weapon. I saw a stream coach said that you have to get personal and let people know you're live on stream before they'll trust you in Twitch and really want to watch you. And I'm like, I don't think that's accurate. I've watched dozens.
Remember, those Twitch coaches are they're filling content. It's like the 24-hour news cycle. They have to create something. So some of the stuff they're going to say is going to blatantly contradict itself. Like if you watch one person long enough, they're going to start to contradict themselves just to create content. And then they always leave out things like the people who have followers look like they're straight out of Central Casting.
I saw the title of a video that says, "Oh, so Twitch girls have it easy." I was like, they got it, cute young girls have Twitch a whole lot easier than a fat, furry 50-year-old man. I'll tell you that right now. It may not be,
even look at some of the people who you consume.
It may not be wine and cheesecake, but it's,
Even look at the content creators that you consume. I mean, they're young, attractive people.
I actually only, oh, there's a bug in this guy's chest.
Well, that's cool. I didn't notice that one.
I only consistently watch one, actually. But yes, she's very attractive as it is. She's also a complete goofball and a scientist, so...
Because Squidmar is probably the youngest, best-looking person that I watch.
Oh my god, Squidmar pisses me off with how, fucking Scandinavian beautiful he is. Fuck off. Like, hello, I am Squidmar. I will present you a towel if you require it. Yeah, there's a scarab. There's a Necron scarab sitting in this guy's chest. Yep. Ah, how do I keep missing these burrs? I gotta tell you, I'm kind of liking this paint job. It looks very texturized, like this is old metal. Oh my god, get in there. That one's gonna be sticky too. God dang it. There we go. Excellent. Fits right in. Fits right in. So close. Tomorrow night I'll actually be able to do some painting. What are you doing? Why am I hearing you breathe like Vader?
Oh, sorry. I must have had I had it resting. the microphone was resting near my mouth. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was watching a Toyota commercial, and apparently they have front-facing cameras now.
Oh.
That would have been nice when I drove off-road. And some cars are starting to have built-in dash cams.
That might be. I mean, that. I can see where that would be useful, but I can also see where some potato head is just going to start hacking into that shit. Because you know that stuff's not. That's going to be cloud based.
Depends on the company. Like, I don't know too much about it because I'm not about to buy a new car. But if I had the option, I would sure as shit buy one with a dash cam in it. Because you get in an accident here, you're not going to get a police response.
It's voice guy, not breath guy. That's funny.
Yeah. Because around here, if you were in an accident, you wouldn't get a cop response.
Really?
So it's your say against the other, and then if the other person has insurance, both insurances will say, we'll split it 50-50, and it'll end up being your fault. Or not your fault, but they're going to use your own insurance, and your insurance is going to go up.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
A non-injury accident.
Yeah.
In this part of the country, you're not getting a police response.
That's crazy. You're just supposed to.
Exchange information, which is why dash cams are starting to become so popular, because insurance companies are asking for the footage.
That, I mean, accident or not, I mean, somebody probably broke the fucking law.
Yep. It's probably that way. I would imagine it's that way in Connecticut too.
The one time I got in an accident, and well, no, I've never been in an accident without a cop being there.
But how many years ago was your last accident?
3.
And
I got rear-ended on 91.
And the situation for the situation is even worse. So I would imagine even in Connecticut you're going to get a minimal response.
No, the guy came. He said no injuries, but that doesn't. There was damage. However, the first years and decades ago, geez, probably 2000, maybe. Now, was I driving my white Taurus? Well, anyway, this potato head didn't move. Well, or rather, she started to move and she stopped through a light. So she started to move, so I moved up. I looked over to see if anything was coming my way. She had stopped. Blam. So I did smack her, but there was no detectable damage. So even though she insisted the police be there, when the police did get there, he said no damage, no accident.
Yeah, I imagine 3 years later the landscape is a little bit different, even in Connecticut. In Seattle, the wait time for priority 1 is over 11 minutes. That's somebody trying to kick in your door. That's an 11-minute response time. So they're not going to come for a fender bender.
Oh, hell.
Uh-oh. What?
Finally broke a weapon.
That just gives you the opportunity to pose it, or to pose it in another way. If I wasn't doing 15 Necron warriors, I would have done some posing of some of the bodies.
Okay, well, I guess I can do it the opposite way.
Or he probably has he can use the different barrel. If you broke a double barrel, you can use a single barrel. And vice versa.
I think I'm finally out of arms.
the sprues are. We are getting down to final sprues. We're definitely seeing progress in the box.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to the day when I can recycle that box. I'll cut off the front cover as a memory and recycle the rest of the box.
Yep, definitely no more arms. So.
These drivers are so young.
You got a problem with young people, motherfucker?
Yeah, they make me feel old.
Gee, I wonder how that works. What do you think, Andy?
Fuck, it was hard when I first started seeing patients from who were born like the year I joined the military and stuff, or the year I graduated college, high school. Yeah, I only graduated college like 4 months ago, so nobody's been born yet. I haven't had any patients that age yet.
Yeah, you're not in prenatal care.
And hopefully not still working when people who were born when I graduated college.
Right? Or, at least you're not there to see them in that capacity.
Yeah.
Because, get you a better job doing... Oh, that's backwards. That's not going to work. You'd be at the Smithsonian, man.
Yeah, right. I'm not moving back to the East Coast.
Well, then fuck you. I ain't living where you...
The house I grew up in is worth less than the house I currently live in, and it's a much better house. I'd rather live in that house.
How is that possible? In this climate?
The real estate, yeah. The house in North Bradford was only 2-something.
Really? That's kind of surprising.
My house is now worth 300 and something. Because I'm in the Seattle metro area. Because my parents bought their house in the 2s, and their same model is selling for the 4s and 5s.
God damn.
I bought mine for $137. My last tax assessment was for $280. I could sell it in cash for like $320 at least.
God damn. I can sell this comic on the wall for $80.
That's cool. See, the problem is though, is I couldn't.
I might be able to get 10 for my car.
What's that?
I might be able to get $10K for my car.
I couldn't find a comparable place to live for even with the money I made selling this sucker.
No, I don't think that's true. I mean, if you were talking DC, yeah, probably. Back here?
I mean, I could make a killing because I know 2 people who moved to South Carolina, and because they made $300,000 on their house here, so they bought a house in cash, and they even sold one of their cars, and they made like 20 grand on their car, so I know two people who that happen to. Like my car, I could sell mine for 26 in cash, and I could trade it in for 33. That's just fucking crazy. I thought about getting a plug-in hybrid, but they don't sell them in my state. Only New York, Oregon, and California.
Really? I keep forgetting that it's Seattle that's leftist and not the entire state.
Just because we have a communist state council person.
Well, you know, one commie on a board isn't that big a deal. I mean, if the entire board was populated by members of the Communist Party of Washington State, then I'd be concerned.
I'm gonna have to investigate the qualities of that gloss that bubbled up on me.
That's not typical stuff, eh?
That's one of the things that I tell you not to mix your shit or remix your shit, because it could have been anything from I left something in the nozzle, but I haven't used my airbrush for about 2 weeks. I left something in the thing that reacted, or it's just, or it needed to be thinner or something. But yeah, I gotta look up that particular gloss product, because I spit the non-metallic gloss 12, through it.
13. Yeah, keep going.
When it doesn't give me any issue when I spit the non-metallic gloss stuff through it, but the that stuff was supposed to be made for the metallic glosses, so I'll have to hit the YouTubes and see what's up, what I did well.
I got one body left.
It's super thick too. I might have to figure out how to thin it.
Wait, wait. Did I just see? Nobody's on that sprue. Nobody's on that sprue. Nobody's on that sprue. One body left on this sprue. 41. There he is. Let's try not to break anything this time, asshole.
You know, those Necrons, I do not have the gentle enough touch for those Necrons.
43B. 48B.
Makes me nostalgic to watch the race from California.
You spent a good long time doing that.
10 years.
Which is a good long time.
I'd be a lot thinner if I stayed in California.
Yeah. A lot more active, were you?
shit, yeah.
$44 chest. Oh no, I've already used that one. Shit. I know there's no more of those because it's one of the fancy ones with the extra cables coming out of it.
Oh, I hate those. I should have cut some of those off because I'm sure as shit not going to paint them.
Damn you, Salazar!
Who's Salazar?
I don't know. Yes and no.
Hey, you could check for colon cancer through the mail now.
Yeah, I see those fucking ads often enough. Man, I'm telling you, daytime TV has nothing to do with working people.
I know, when I was a night shift worker, I had a DVR. It's just so I could tape regular shit.
The commercials I see when I forget to turn off GMA, oh my god. Hi, I'm Cologuard. I'm an abstract representation of your colon, asking you to shit in a box and send it in to mail. It's true, though. It's true.
I know it is. It's funny.
Oh, but you know what the worst ones are? The ones I just want to, just shut the fuck up and. Oh man, those half a scam Social Security benefit ones.
I thought it would have been the feminine crevice spray.
No, that's remarkably absent. And you'd think that with the Drew, even on
Drew Barrymore.
Even on Drew Barrymore.
Because even I get the one around here that has them doing
even
yoga
you get
talking about.
Even you get the itch.
It's safe to use everywhere.
Even you get the occasional feeling of not so fresh.
This is like a deodorant spray that's safe to use everywhere. Now that movies are actually being produced in 4K, I was looking into getting a 4K Blu-ray player, but they're still like $100, and the actual 4K Blu-rays are $29. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, they still haven't quite saturated the market, so they're not coming down.
I'll stick with the $9 regular Blu-ray. Yeah.
You know what's funny? Have you gotten a 4K TV yet?
Yeah.
Oh, well then fuck you. I got the video cards that are in my computer right now. They're 4+ years old. They were so hardcore when they were released. I got them ages after they were released. Let's make that fucking clear right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're capable of 8K.
Damn.
My monitor doesn't even go to 4 yet.
Well, the only reason I have a 4K TV is my little TV died, and the only replacement when I went to Best Buy that night were all 4K. But I figured, I got a 4K TV, and I mean, I could see a difference when I put my 4K cameras and stuff through that TV. So I was like, okay, now that content's actually being produced, I figured like Dune might look good, or Spider-Man No Way Home, but they're like $30, and the players are still $100. So I'm like, screw that. And then I can some content, and my connection's not that good, but I can tell when Amazon kicks into 4K on that TV.
Does everything else slows down?
No, the picture gets remarkably, like, I could tell because it's HDR and shit.
Ah.
And but that's why it doesn't happen that often, because it takes so much bandwidth and it's not hardwired.
Oh, yeah.
But that's why I was thinking about, take advantage of it and get a player, but no. It's still not worth it. Well, and that downstairs, and we watched Rogue One on Blu-ray downstairs in my room, and that's a 720 plasma. And it still looks good with the regular Blu-ray player.
I'm out of arms, though. I must have lost some arms.
Damn, getting a lot of spin-outs.
Well, you know, rednecks like a little tipple when they get on the road. Well, actually, I don't. I got one. How many chests do I have left? Just have one chest. I got 2 chests left. You know, I only got 1 arm left, though. Damn it. I must have lost it. Alright, well, I won't make my numbers.
You can make one guy blown up or something.
I got 2 bodies left, 2 chests left, 1 trillion weapons left. But I got no arms. I got 1 arm. 1 arm. I got 1 arm.
Take an arm off a weapon and just put it in its place.
I'll put on all the heads tomorrow, and then while those are drying, I'll start doing these scarabs. Those will be those will be the easiest to do. So whatever, knock them out. All right. Well, I'm not going to get that deep into anything else in 10 minutes. So I think it's time to call it even, kids. Remember, go visit Super Macho Jedi Knight on Instagram, Super Macho Jedi Knight on YouTube, Hop at 50 on YouTube, Super Macho Stream on Twitter, Super Macho Jedi Knight on TikTok, and Super Macho Jedi Knight on Hover as well. All of the above except TikTok and Hover also apply to Plastic Hobbies. So, having established all of that, I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming by. Bye. Subscribe!